guys, and welcome back to another video. In this video we're going through my SuperCoach team reveal for round 4, going through the trades and everything, so let's jump into it. So as you can see on screen here, you can see pretty much the trades there in itself. We are running a little bit short this week as we are carrying a couple of injured guys because we got even more injuries and stuff like that, and we had other guys that needed to be traded out, I guess, over some of the injuries in the midfield. So we actually have no midfield, I guess, fit players at the moment because we are trying to hold Lindsay over everything else. But anyway, here are the trades that I decided to settle on. I didn't end up going for Marek, who was a guy that I definitely did consider. And if I didn't have the short deconing combo, and I could still get to Sinclair, I would have done it. But I just couldn't not go for Moraes in this scenario. His break even is just too low to not go for, and so it means that I am not going for the likes of a Marek, who I still think is going to do really well, Marek, but we just need to, it's just the fact that I'm going to be able to save the 170k difference, or 160k difference, it's about 152k difference, sorry, between Moraes and the likes of Marek. I keep forgetting him, and that difference will help me next week to garner an upgrade, I think, or just next week just get better. I'm not going to be chasing the break-even game and stuff like that, and I can better account for injuries and stuff like that and change around and get the best guys in on their break, on the bubble, etc., and not have to boost and stuff like that next week is the hope. So yeah, that is the real reason behind that, and just holding Lindsay and guys like that and Sardis for next week should be fine, as I just need to fix this up just slightly here. But anyway, into the side after a 2-minute scramble there. Zorko captaincy this weekend, has the Tigers, should do well, and yeah, just hoping for a good score there. Sinclair coming into the side, we talked about him last week and how I probably should have gone him over Zorks, but they ended up going up roughly the same amount, so I'm actually 30 odd points, was it 27 points worse off, but about 3k better off in terms of those two guys. So sort of shows, and I'm glad that I didn't go Dale, because that would be worst case scenario if I had gone Dale, so really glad that I didn't. But Sinclair this week, I flirted with Holmes, and Holmes could potentially be a guy that I grab in next week for someone. Maybe if Nathan O'Driscoll cops it this week or something, maybe a rookie that I can go, oh yeah, now we want Holmes, and Holmes just stays in the midfield for a week or something like that, or maybe, something of that regard. But that's sort of how I'm considering it next week. Either go to Holmes or go straight to just don't even bother doing trades or something like that. Sheasel, he's got another couple of weeks in him. I think he turns it around. He's gonna cop a tag this week, which is going to be a little annoying, but I think he'll be fine in the long run. We just got to get through this little potential tag this week, and he should be fine next week. I think they will start to probably revert him back to LDU could still cop the tag this week, and Cheese will just go 105, and suddenly I know he loses 44k, and then he'll lose another probably 25k, and he'll be 65k down. But he'll be 75k down and be about 580 if he goes 107. It shouldn't be the worst, because I think he's getting through, if he goes 107, his break even the week after will be 135. And yeah, it won't be the worst if he goes 100. If he goes like 115 as well, 120 or something, if he somehow pulls out of 120, then suddenly that break even starts to really fold downwards, and that really does help him, I think, unless it might even go further down. So I don't know exactly what the break even's doing, but it is what it is, I guess. In the long run, we'll see how his break even develops over the next week or two, but I'm not too worried about Harry Sheasel yet. 92 isn't obviously what we paid for, but he can obviously return back with some big games. Matty Roberts finally get his scoring back after a week away, and his break even 72. He should hopefully outdo that and hopefully score pretty well. Then you get Zachary, Bice, Pryor, and Trainer. Bringing in Bice this week, I just think that break even you can't ignore. He's going to go up probably close to 60 to 70k in this week. If he just goes 60 for the next little bit, you see here the projections, 59k, then 48k, then 21k. If he does that for 3 weeks, he goes up and basically doubles his price, which is a great leapfrog in a couple of weeks' time if you wanted to use a boost alongside like a trainer at that point, because trainers probably, if we say trainer's going to go 60 in that point as well, you'll see trainer jump as well in round 6 to 248k. So suddenly you've got potentially somewhere close to 240k on those two guys alongside a mid-pricer or a rookie as well alongside them. That's like 300k, and you're already looking at roughly about 540, 550k, which can get you pretty much any forward. So there's that as well there. So then we move into the midfield. Not much has changed in the midfield, I would say. The only thing is that Nevitt is out with plantar fascia. So for those that watch fantasy as well, it's just trading him instead of who was Hewitt. So yeah, pretty much the same trades across both platforms to a certain degree of the outs, but the in's slightly different. But the only change for us here in Supercoach is Moraes in for Nevitt, effectively in this midfield line. In the back line, it was Bice and Sinclair for Short and SDK. SDK is solo rucking or dual rucking again this week with most likely Blickars and also Neil. But I just don't like that against Gorn, that he's going to hit his break even. I just don't think he will. So that's why I've gone with that, because I think Gorn could monster those three. Especially, I don't know if Neil's running perfectly at this point. And that could mean more ruck time for STK and Blickars, which would be alright for STK owners, but could be more score for Maxi Gorn. But yeah, Moraes, he is going to be used through a loophole most likely. Yeah, I just need to also remember to do this because I keep on changing my trades or whatever. And I'll put a poll up on Stone, Hall and Hewitt, by the way, just so that I get the actual right one, I think. But yeah, as you can see here, the midfield's still Sarong, Dawson, Rosie, Oliver, Callahan, O'Driscoll, Ashcroft, and effectively Moraes, with Sardis coming back next week, we think. Caldwell is ruled out till round 7, so that means round 5 and 6 you get Sardis, which he's gonna, if we think about that, he's got 2 games here, at least 2 games here, and say he just gets the role that he got last week, in round 3, what's it? Yeah, round 2. If we go there and say he's going to score 75, look at this, 75. By the time that that Caldwell gets back, he's 268k. He's probably still going to get a game or 2 with Caldwell, you would think. And by that time, he could easily get to 315, something like that, and suddenly you're just like, oh, I don't know exactly what time. So Cleary would get on about here. But you'd have someone debut in the next couple of weeks, you would expect, and be a good enough scorer to be on the bubble. And you just downgrade them. You get 200k from Sardis. 200k from Sardis, and that's with the 75. You would expect against West Coast potentially, and also potentially against North Melbourne. Let's just bump this up. Something like this, and look at that, it's 346k. Something like that, if you were to put 75 rather here, but rather put it here. But yeah, that should be good. You'll look at that, he's 350k, and suddenly you have 230k, and that's an upgrade in itself. Him alongside another, say, Max Hall, who, if we just put 60s in for him, for the sake of this, 60s, if we just go there with Max Hall, around the same time, I think we said around 7, he's 267k. 267k, 150k on Sardis, who was 350. That's 500k. That can get you a mid-rookie, plus also 500k. That's going to run you close with some of these guys that maybe you missed Marek's upgrade, when he was a cash cow, and rather you realise he's an actual guy that you just need to have. He'll be 500k by then also, or in and around that marker, probably even cheaper, and he's got the runs on the board to show you that he's going to be a top 8, top 10 forward. So that's sort of the plan with that, is I don't want to take the risks with Marek and guys like that at the moment. I know some people that have probably more trades, more cash gen, better team setup, etc. could probably take the risk with Marek, but I can't really, so I just need to go premium here, etc., and do that, as that's going to be the best way for me to set up my side for post best day team, which is next week. Ruck line, I'm pretty happy. De Koning the VC tonight, I believe it is. Yeah, tonight against Collingwood. We'll see how he goes. I'm hoping he goes big because Collingwood don't have any of their, as I was just doing something with regards to Brody Grundy's grand final performance last year. But let's look at the team lineups. You'll see that Collingwood have Darcy Cameron and then also have McStay as the ruck combo. If we go to DFS, I just want to look at that ruck combo in the first 3 or 4 games this year. Defence first position. Then we go here, last 5 SuperCoach. We'll see this. And then we go Collingwood. They are up at +7. And in the only time that they missed was this Jordan Sweet Port Adelaide in around 1. Whereas if we go to, don't need that one there. If we go to here and we go to round 1, fixtures against, where's the Collingwood versus Port Adelaide game. If we go there and we look at the lineup there, you will see that that lineup had McStay and Darcy Cameron in it. And had no Mason Cox, but Jordan Sweet was rucking sort of on his loan, as well as the fact that Port Adelaide got smoked. Carlton could get smoked in this round, but he only went -5, so I genuinely think this could be a really positive matchup anyway for the likes of TDK. I think he could go, and we're talking it's a +7 or whatever in 3 games. If he goes +7 on 120 or whatever, then that's a huge number. So I just think that he could go absolutely berserk with some hit outs to advantage. If we look long run with Collingwood, they're +5.8 in the ruck line. They have Pitnet, but Pitnet doesn't really count. They had Grundy in round 22. Grundy, I think, was resting anyway. But then they had McInerney in round 23 and Max Gawn in round 24 go. So you've had 2 big scores. And then the Tim English 113 in round 2. Who did they had a bye in round 3. And they had Keith in... No, they had Keith in round 0, was it? They had Briggs in round 0, which didn't really count, but then they had Keith as well. So if we just go to here and go to game day, I just want to check, what did Keith basically do in round 0? Game day AFL matches, round 0. I just want to see what Keith did in round 0 against these lot. Keith did where is he? A 47. So he didn't do too well, but he isn't really a ruck anyway. So yeah, not too worried about that for Tom De Koning. And then the forward line, Horne-Francis, you just hope he comes back and does something, but he could cop the Windhager tag, but also the Butters and Rosie could cop it. Butters got through training and everything, so you'd expect there would be some attention there, which means that Horne-Francis could probably get the likes of a potentially like a steal, or just go up forward, etc., and score there. And yeah, he just struggled in the first 3 quarters last week, but he did come out and go bang in the last quarter, so he could easily beat his break-even of a 1. I say easily. I think he could run close with this break-even. He could go 115 and stuff like that. St Kilda's been... let's just look at St Kilda for last 5 matches in terms of inside mids, and then we'll go to general forwards as well. St Kilda is still a positive matchup there, and then -3 for general forwards, so we'll see how he goes in terms of that as well. But I have a feeling there's a bounce back game coming. I just don't want to trade him out at the moment. Maybe that's just me saying it's going to happen, confirmation bias or whatever. Even though it's not confirmation bias, maybe it's just me just not wanting to trade him out. FOMO or whatever. Fear of missing out on Horne-Francis, because the large population still have him, I'm pretty sure. McRae, he's doing McRae things, he'll be fine. Bazza Smith, he somehow got an 81 on 28% disposal efficiency, he'll be fine. Caleb Daniel 116, that was really good, and he believes the Swans. I don't expect Swans to tag him, but we'll see. But he has a massive cash generation coming this week. With he had 67k last week, and he's got another 50k coming this week. He's just going to gain value across the year. Davidson's break even is getting even lower somehow. I want to know what's his break even if he goes like a 120 again, because if he goes say 120 again, let's just pull this out. If he goes 120 again, his break even is -36 still, and he'll be 87k. Then he goes another 85k. I don't know if that's technically right, but he could jump so quickly if he has another bump game, which would be quite amazing. And then you've got then you have Stone, Hall, Hewitt, I would guess, and then because of the way that I don't have enough forwards or whatever, or enough midfielders, etc., some of these guys on the bench this week, just because of Silas on the bye and Lindsay is injured, means that Henderson has to go on field, but it is best 18, so we have 5 droppable scores, so that's probably going to be my flex. Henderson, it's probably going to be Stone or Hewitt, Max Hall, etc., so that's 2. And then you've got probably another rookie here. You would expect 3, potentially Davidson 4. So I leave myself room to have like 1 primo sort of stuff up if my rookies kind of do. But it is what it is, and we got through that. So that is the video there, going through my SuperCoach team reveal a little bit later than I wanted it to come out at 4 this will come out, maybe 3:30. Yeah, probably 3:30, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy it, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload. If you are listening on Spotify, give me a follow and a rating over there, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.